Happy Monday, Team Carlsbad. Scott Chadwick here, and I'm ready to present quite a few things that we've got going on for this week. So let's go ahead and get to it. First, we're going to start with a COVID update. We're continuing to keep a close eye on COVID-19 cases. Countywide, daily case rates are more than 1,000 for a while now, and Carlsbad's active cases have increased every week for the past 2 months straight. Since last week's update, we've had 6 new employee cases reported, 5 of which resulted in workplace exposure. HR put out some guidelines last week on when and how to get tested for COVID-19. Here are the highlights. First, when to get tested. Testing is generally recommended for people who are experiencing symptoms associated with COVID-19 or who have been exposed to the COVID-19 virus. However, it's always best to go to the official medical sources for health advice, starting with your own doctor. The California Department of Public Health has guidance on its website, and CDC has a self-screening app you can use too. Now, how to get tested. There are multiple options for a free COVID-19 test. The county has recently expanded its free testing locations. Please go to the county's website for locations, hours, and appointments. Chances are your own healthcare provider also does COVID-19 testing. If we identify a potential workplace exposure, the COVID-19 task force does contact tracing and will contact you directly if you're identified as someone who should be tested. In this case, the city will arrange for testing if needed. Of course, our goal is not to have workplace exposures to COVID-19. The very best way we can avoid this is to make sure people do not come to work if they have symptoms. Granted, you can be contagious before symptoms appear, and there's not a lot we can do about that, but we can reduce the likelihood of workplace exposure. Please keep in mind, the list of COVID-19 symptoms is pretty long and includes things like just being more tired than normal. Our goal is to protect the health, safety, and peace of mind of all our city employees and the community. Also, as a reminder, if you have questions about COVID, check the city's COVID-19 webpage before calling HR. We're updating the Q&A weekly, and you can probably find what you're looking for there. Speaking of the city workforce, we're having the same challenges as other organizations when it comes to hiring for certain positions. The Park and Rec Department asked me to put out a call for people you know who might be interested in working for the greatest workplace on this planet, which is the city of Carlsbad, but more specifically, we need lifeguards at our city pools. The city has a tuition reimbursement program to go through the training academy, and this would be a great job for a student or someone who wants a part-time job and enjoys working outdoors and helping others. The listing is on the HR Jobs webpage. You can also help the city with recruiting by sharing job postings and other city news with your contacts or on LinkedIn. Okay, here's a really cool story about one of our police employees. Fingerprint and evidence specialist Christine Duran made a presentation recently at a conference put on by the International Association for Identification. Yeah, that's a thing. This is the largest gathering in the world for forensic and crime scene professionals, and who spend the week talking about crime scene investigation, fingerprints, footprints and tire tracks, blood stain pattern evidence, biometrics, and a bunch of other ways people can be identified. Christine has a master's degree in forensic sciences and wrote her thesis on fingerprint patterns of identical and fraternal twins. Spoiler alert, even in identical twins who share the same DNA, fingerprints are not the same. I'm so proud of Christine and all the other top-notch professionals we have here at the city of Carlsbad. Finally, I want to end by reading you an email I got recently with an example of the kind of care city employees demonstrate every day in serving our community. This afternoon, my 72-year-old husband was pushing a small trailer up our driveway when he heard someone yell, "Stop, I'll help you." It was Juan Ibarra, Carlsbad city employee who just happened to be driving by. How kind of him to be willing to stop what he was doing just to be helpful. We appreciate it so much. It's a great example of a city employee that is truly willing to serve the residents, and we would like him to be recognized as such. I received this email from one of our residents, and understand that I receive dozens of these a month, recognizing our outstanding city employees, because each and every one of you really do a fantastic job. Now, Juan, thank you, Juan. You demonstrated what we have come to expect, what our residents have come to expect, that outstanding level of customer service. And Juan, you are the model of excellence. We've got a busy week ahead. Tomorrow afternoon, City Council will conduct interviews with 13 residents who applied to serve out the remainder of the District 1 City Council term, which ends with next November's election. Just in case they run out of time, we've also set aside Thursday to complete the appointment process. We have 2 more Meet the Chief meetings that we've got scheduled as Mickey Williams gets ready to officially assume his role next month. And we're kicking off our city redistricting process with 2 virtual meetings this week and 2 the following week. As you can see, we've got a lot of things going on here at Team Carlsbad. So I just want to, again, thank you for everything that you do day in, day out. And I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care, all.